Welcome back to Adult RC. This is Angry Dave. Get the kids out of earshot. Here we're looking at my tiny fleet. I love RC cars, as you may be able to tell, and want to be able to play with them anytime, no matter what it's doing outside. So we got the little fleet here, so we can play inside, no matter how shitty it is outside. Give them a quick look over in their form here. We got the 1/18th RC four-wheel drive. I believe this one's called the Blackjack. To cool Ford Bronco body. Then we got the ECX Mini Barrage. Doesn't have the stock body on it, obviously, right now. Got the cool little Hummer body going there. And we got the WL Toys Savage. Modified the body quite a bit, and it's got the monster truck version tires. The monster truck and the short course truck are the same thing, they just have different tires and different bodies. And then we have the Kyosho Mini Z. This is a badass little car. I'm really glad I bought this. Let's take a look at them one by one, and we'll rip them around a little bit, see how much fun this little shit can be indoors. Alright, so we'll start off with the Blackjack here, the Mini Galenda 2. Got the stock wheels, but did put the 153mm Goodyear Wrangler tires to give it a little more beef. The stock tires are pretty, they're little. They look stock. So, and they also suck for ground clearance, so this gets it up a little bit higher, makes it crawl a little bit better. We got the textured black paint on the fender flares, give them a little bit more distinction, get some stickers. Nothing too crazy. I mean, classic Bronco is a pretty fucking good looking truck. You don't really have to do a shit ton to it. One thing I did do, get some shit on the back there too, is I modified the way the body goes on there. I like RC four-wheel drive stuff. I got a couple of trucks and they make some really nice shit. But they need to stop screwing the fucking bodies on everything, man. Come on, give me some magnets or Velcro or fucking pins even, anything. Screws are a pain in the fucking ass. So I'll show you what I did to remedy that. Hop around the back here, and you can see a rubber band. If you just take out the interior and run a screw through that back flat plastic rib back there, and then take the screws out of the body mounts, obviously, you can catch the rubber band and just catch those edges. It works really well. You can see you can pick the body up and that rubber band holds it, no problem. So if you take those off, which is nice and easy to do, get out of there. The way the front body mounts are on this thing, if you do a little filing and get yourself some nylock nuts, you can make a hinged flip body. There we go, now you can see. The steel brackets that go to the body have a little tab on them to keep them from being able to do this. So you can either grind off the tabs or file round the front corner of the chassis. I chose to do that. And it works pretty fucking good. You know? Put the thing right back down and you're ready to rock and roll. All I gotta do is pull the rubber band over the tabs. Another thing I wanted to mention under this truck, whoever's fucking brilliant idea it was to put a stupid pin and O-ring to hold the fucking drive shaft should be fired. Because that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. The first time I drove the goddamn thing, I pulled the O-ring back and lost one of the pins. It took forever to find because it's fucking microscopic. So that's why there's heat shrink over this joint, which I should not have had to do. And I'm going to have to do it on this one too, because I just found that O-ring loose the other day and almost lost the front pin. So yeah, nice little truck overall, but lay off the fucking screws on the bodies and use some goddamn threaded pins on the drive shafts. That is fucking ridiculous, and there's no excuse for that lazy shit. The ECX Mini Barrage. This is a pretty sweet little truck. Unfortunately, most of these little things, with the exception, I think, of the Mini Z, there's not much for aftermarket shit available for them. So I went on eBay, found this cheap little RC Hummer for like 17 bucks. Chucked all the other shit that came with it, obviously kept the body. It's a pretty nice looking little hard body, you know. We got a shovel and a bedroll, spare tire, light rack, roof rack. Got the snorkel, got a high exhaust right there, which is kind of cool. A little push bar on the front. So we just made some Velcro mounts for it to stand on the factory body mounts. Didn't really have to do a whole lot of modification. Got a couple other bodies here. Let me grab them real quick, take a look at them. Here we go. So we got a few different bodies going on here. This is the stock body. Comes with it. Trimmed out the fender wells a little bit just to clear the tires a little bit better. And then in the back here we got a fuel cell from a 24 scale model and a jerry can from a 24 scale regular plastic model. They fit on there just peachy. So I mean, overall the thing's pretty decent looking little truck. I don't love how like a Toyota it looks. I would rather some options for some other trucks, but what are you going to do? Overall, it's still a pretty good looking body. And then the quad body here, not going to lie, I got the idea from this for this from RC Adventures. Can't fucking talk, obviously. Got a little chainsaw rack down there, and it's got the bow and arrow on the front, which is pretty cool. Was able to leave the muffler and battery box attached, so once that snaps down on there, it looks pretty good. So, yeah, there's the mini barrage. And here's the WL Toys Savage. Sold as a 124 scale at 60 bucks. I think this is probably one of the best values in RC. 60 fucking dollars, and the thing comes completely ready to run. And it's a pretty bad little fucking truck. Comes with a little 2S LiPo that lasts a good long time, and the thing fucking cranks. I got it specifically for in the house, and it's almost a little too fast for in the house. But it's so small and light, there's not really a ton of damage you can do with it. The only thing I didn't like about it stock, I kind of wish I bought the monster truck version, because the tiny ass little wheels that come on it as the short course truck don't really allow the suspension to travel much. So the thing's just riding on the frame the whole time, which is actually a nice aluminum pan. But yeah, you can see there's some gas and shit from when the little tires are on there. But you put the bigger tires on, and you get some actual suspension travel out of it, and then you can do a little bit of jumping. You can run it on a little bit of gravel and stuff like that. I don't really run it outside, except maybe in the driveway once in a great while. But even that, with the little wheels, the pebbles fucking stop it right up. And lastly, the only one that can't really go off-road or outside, the Kyosho Mini Z. This is a pretty sweet deal too. That 63 Ferrari right there, as a ready-to-run 2-wheel drive, only $169, and comes with the radio and the car ready to rock and roll. And all you got to do is get some AAA batteries, actually, is what it takes. So then they sell bodies for this, aside from this sweet Ford GT that I got online that was just a body. Most of the time they sell them in what is called an auto scale, which is a body and a matching set of rims. You can see they got some pretty sexy shit. Got the F50 Ferrari, the F40 Ferrari, and the classic Lamborghini Countach. And there's tons more bodies, auto scale sets for this car that I would like to get in the future. But they're a little expensive. They're about 50, 60 bucks a piece. So they'll be trickling in slowly over time. We'll see what else they come available with, because they really have some nice detail. You can tell the car is very detailed. Lots of trim and chrome and the right emblems and tailpipes and all that shit. Right matching wheels. They're pretty fucking sweet. suspension travel on this kind of sucks too because of these fucking shocks. The suspension itself articulates great and has lots of travel, but the fucking shocks are shitty. They're way too short. And nobody makes a set of shocks to replace them. Now the problem with this one is it's kind of twitchy because it's not geared quite right. And of course nobody makes a fucking bolt-on part. There's a bunch of bullshit fixes for it, but I found something that I think will work better than those. And you'll find out what it is soon enough.
Mother of two.